Joining us today is a professional mixed martial arts fighter who is one of the most active fighters in Cage Warriors history. He's the former Cage Steel champion who is now fighting in KSW, delivering us violence every time he enters the cage. Welcome to the show, the Latvian Express himself, Madars Fleminas. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Good. Cutting weight and doing all the stuff to be ready for Saturday.
Big day, big fight. We'll get into that a little bit later, but it's an absolute honor to bring you on the show, man. We were just talking before we clicked the record button that I've been watching you fight for a long time, and here in our community on this podcast, we just love the guys who bring entertainment, high level fights, and excitement in every single one of their fights. And I mean, that is you. That is the Latvian Express. Now, I'm a huge KSW fan, so learning that you signed there after Cage Warriors was a treat for me as a fan, but there's no easy fights in KSW, it seems, at all. Like, I know some of the fights, your last few fights haven't gone as planned. The last one was a very competitive fight where it went split decision. I know not your way, but having said that, you landed that sick elbow knockout in your second fight. For the people who just watch UFC or maybe just some of the North American regionals, how tough are the guys in KSW, in your opinion?
I don't know. They all bleed same. It's definitely tough when you came from Cage Warriors. When I came to KSW, you straight away jumped with the Sharks, and I fight in the first fight. I already fight the number one guy, and he got good game plan. Next fight, I was going there, like you say. You see that viral KO with the elbow. And then I fight, and the next two they just was close fights. I don't know. It just was close fights. I blame in Arena Gliwice. I don't know. The last one I really feel like I win it, and they still didn't give me. So I don't know. You can't say it's because he's Polish they give him, and it doesn't matter. I still something didn't do enough to get the win. So I need you fight in Poland, you're Latvian, you need knock them out. If you want to get the win, you don't bring to the judges, or if you bring to the judges, you need win like dominate all fight. So yeah, so for me, in my head, on this fight, I go in with I'm on a one win streak because I don't feel like I lost last fight. That's how I go into this fight. This fight is even harder, and I think it seems like PSWs think the same way I think because they give me higher ranked guy again. They give me number 4 guy.
Yeah.
So I'm happy where I am, and I'm just glad for the opportunity to fight the best guys and put the show on. I going out there every time and just fight the guys. Just give me the best, give me the next best guy, and I will fight him. That's it. That's the mindset I go.
I mean, so it sounds like your confidence is fine and not shaken at all.
No, there's no. There shouldn't be confident. I enjoy fighting, so it's like for me that's just a part of the job. I gonna dodge some and I'm gonna hit him with some shit. That's how that's how fighting goes, and I will try to be the best and try to be best guy on the night, and hopefully this time I get to finish before the 3 rounds. So.
I love it. So let's rewind the clock and go back to, how you started in combat sports. You began fighting in the cage as an amateur and then pro in the UK. But before we get to your time in the UK, did you love martial arts as a kid growing up in Latvia, or did you play other sports?
No, not really. I did some karate 1 year in a primary school in Latvia, but not really. It's just more like I grew up in a small village, and there's loads of fights on not like on the streets, not in a village on the streets, but it's like village between villages. So you hate each other and you fight each other. So the fighting was being also, and I enjoyed that type of stuff. Like the boys try share some girls and you just fight with each other, and it just was cool time growing up. Like loads of fighting. Then you move on to the high school, and I just keep the same energy. Always where was a fight, I was around, like kind of I just enjoy it. Not because I wanted to get into trouble. I just enjoy fighting, and that's how it started with me. And obviously, like you say, I'm from Latvia. In the winter time we playing ice hockey. In the summertime we're doing basketball. So not really fighting for me, other than the village fighting.
Hey, there's a little bit of fighting in hockey. And I'm so happy you brought up hockey. Hey, look, I got like the Minnesota North Stars jersey on. I got Don Cherry in the background. Big hockey fan myself. Are you a fan of hockey, and did you grow up playing hockey?
I was big fan when I was living in Latvia. Obviously, we got Artur Sirbev was playing, and Krasniņš was playing Latvian players, and couple more good NHL players. But I come to England, and it's all like kind of one issue. Kind of, I know we still got Zemgus Girgensons in NHL, and some goalkeeper as well. I forget his surname, but yeah, I still follow in Latvian team when they're playing every year, But yeah, kind of from the childhood, not that much like that was 10 years ago in my head.
I have to say, I follow a lot of international hockey as well. And I think the Latvian jerseys are some of the most beautiful and best jerseys on the international scene. And I always liked watching the Latvian program growing up, whether it was like the men's international teams in the World Championship or Olympics, and especially the U20s right now. I don't know if you heard this last year, but your countrymen in the U20 team were part of the biggest upset in hockey history, beating Canada in the World Juniors round robin.
Osmanis works it, feeds it back, and they score! Montego, power play goal, and Latvia's tied the game with 6:42 to go in the third. Lynch's tees it up. They score! From the point, Madars Fleminas power play goal. The game's tied at 2 with 2:29 to go. Eric's Mateko moves it and shoots, scores! And Latvia has shocked Canada. One of the biggest upsets in the history of this tournament.
Yeah. I know. I was following
Insane.
even being in UK, you couldn't not see that. Like I'm still following separate. That was mental. We all go really mental on that one. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I went mental, but for like a different reason. I drowned my sorrows in beers that night.
Yeah.
I had one buddy who put $1 on Canada to lose because he's an American. He hates the Canadian hockey team, and I tried to get him to buy a round that night, and he just laughed at me. He just laughed at me the whole time. But that's cool. You're into hockey, man. I dig it. But all right, let's get to how you ended up in the UK and ended up in cage steel over the likes of Bama, and just what's your story getting into the UK and getting into the fight scene as an amateur there?
In the UK, I feel, like I say, in Latvia, I can't remember which year, 2010, it was like the crisis, the worldwide crisis was coming up. Not really working in Latvia. I finished just school, and all my family already was in the UK, so I just joined them, And couple years, it's just couple months in it. You need work in a factory job, and I just didn't see myself doing that. Like I couldn't go in a factory. I hate the job what I was doing. I needed to find something, and I could start training boxing, kickboxing a little bit, and then like I think let's say 2 years I was training boxing, kickboxing, and then I find MMA, and I never look back. You just find a good coach who's put a lot of work in me, and I like understand. I can do this one maybe for living. And now I own my own gym and teaching kids and adults in Grimsby myself MMA. So.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. So you're part of Cage Warriors for 4 years, but fought 11 times in that 4-year span, which is unreal. Beating none other than George Hardwick in your debut, among other big names.
Nah, I beat Matthew Bonner on my debut.
George Hardwick in the beginning of your run there.
George Hardwick was second fight on Cage Warriors.
High-level guys, in your first 2 performances there, and then Oban Elliott also in that run. Was your goal the UFC during your Cage Warriors run, or were you just, hey, I'm here, I'm fighting for a living, and like you said in the beginning of this interview, I love to fight, I'm happy being the best here?
I did my pro debut when I was 29. So the goal was get the fights going, get as much as I can. Obviously, till about 33, the goal was the UFC. I was thinking, and then you got that. I get till 7-0, and then I got that one loss, and that's like a little step back again. And then you see, by the time you get next fight, you're getting a little bit older, and UFC don't look on the guys who's 34, 35 already. The more lower 30s is good for them. So after that one, I just not really concentrate anymore on that UFC. As soon as I hit 33, I just did for my own enjoyment, just to fight, because I love fighting. I like punch people to the head, and I like dodge some things to people don't hit me. It's like, if you've been watching and following me all my career, did you ever maybe in one fight you see me bleeding? And I enjoy that like a martial art. Don't get hit and just hit that as much as I can. So, and I'm still enjoying. I'm 37. I'm still enjoying and grinding in the gym every day. And I just, like I say, give me the next best guy, and I will put my head on the line.
So why ultimately sign with KSW? Like I personally right now am a huge fan of KSW. I think it's the number 2 to the UFC as far as depth in the roster and just talent overall. But there must have been some interest in you after your Cage Warriors run when you became a free agent. Like, I know there's other major organizations out there, Ryzen, Octagon, shoot, even the PFL. So why KSW?
I get offered from PFL fight, but I didn't know, like, they offered me fight. They actually offered me twice already fight, but it's a one fight deal. So
And
you
no
don't know.
elbows back then, right? So what the
Yeah, they actually asked me, and that last year European tournament in a welterweight division, I think, and no elbows. So that's like, uh, but and Cage Warriors obviously offered me big fight because I got 2 win streak. I KO'd Skipinski in Cage Warriors. They offered me title fight. Uh, title fight on 3-fight contract, but the KSW come with a better offer, and at the same time, as much as I enjoy in fighting, I like to get paid as well. So I choose to go to KSW, and to be honest, I just re-signed with them for another 5 fights. So I'm happy where I am.
Congrats. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm just, like I say, give me the next best guy, and I will be there, enjoying myself.
Hey, despite maybe some of their judges being like the Thai judges in Muay Thai, everyone who I've talked to who fights under KSW says that the pay is fair. There's the flexibility with the temporary tattoo sponsorships that you don't get in a lot of other promotions, even out in Europe. So, and again, it seems like they treat you guys right, and that the fights are always exciting. The show is always fun. People sell a lot of tickets. So that's awesome that you signed another deal there. We talked about like Hardwick and some tough guys to start in Cage Warriors, and you got freaking Andre Griebeck in your KSW debut. This sport is just absolutely brutal, man, and I love it. Who is the toughest guy you've ever fought and the hardest fight you ever fought in the cage ring, KSW, Cage Warriors, or even dating back to Cage Steel?
You're not gonna believe that's probably gonna be my third amateur fight.
Okay.
I still give the guy the credit. Is like guy Samir Zakharovich.
Yeah, I got it up here. Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't. I still can't believe it. It's just make me like, I don't know, really tired, or why was it hard? I don't know, but it's still till today that was my hardest fight. I never ever feel I've stopped him in the second round, but I was like exhausted. I don't know. He don't really even hit me or something, but I don't know. It's like mentally maybe that was the hardest fight. Hard to say. It's still till today. I give that guy the credit. I don't know. It brings something else out from me, but everything else is they like every fight what I fight. And the last fight wasn't that hard. Last fight I go with a really big injury in a fight, and I still think I fucking go after 3 rounds for the guy's head and did what I needed to do to win. hardest fight. Zebek was hard just to deal because he was holding me down on the floor for 3 rounds, didn't want to stand up with me, and he was really ready. He knows who he's going against, and he have actually a game plan how to beat me. So that's why I got real respect for him. Because
and I think he was also salivating, knowing that like if he beat you, he was going to get the title shot, or he was like next, right? So it just seemed like he followed the game plan to a T and didn't want to scrap.
Yeah, and that's fair play. I come to KSW because I think the people really want to stand up with me and strike.
Most do,
But
yeah.
they most do, and that was my first expectations. But then Zebek just every round in my legs. I didn't even put in my head like that's an option going on the ground. I think we're gonna stand up, and probably gonna be better at striking. But yeah, he did his job. He's get me on the floor. He didn't do any damage, just hold me there and win his rounds, and fair play. And then everybody else, all sudden, all KSW welterweights is grapplers. So it's shame. So nobody's really want to stand up. So we'll see how this guy's going.
Hey, you signed 5 more fights, so there's bound to be some guys coming up who want to scrap with the Latvian Express.
Yeah, as long as the fans enjoy, and I will be there bouncing around and throwing some shit at them.
Let's go. All right. This next part of the interview is actually brought to you by our members of the YouTube channel, those who go above and beyond, who join our membership streams and just support this channel in an extra tier. I give them the opportunity to take over a segment of this podcast and ask you questions directly from the fans. So these next 3 questions are from members of the City Life Project channel. First, from our friend Shane, who asks you, what were you doing the minute you decided you were going to be a professional fighter? Or maybe the day.
Yeah, like I said, I never even thought. Like I can't even remember when that thought to become a professional fighter come in my head. I know I was training hard with my coach, and I was winning all amateur fights. I've lost the first one in MMA, then I win 9 in a row, and it's all of a sudden there wasn't any welterweights in amateur who wanted to fight me. And the coach say, I think it's time to go pro. And I like, pro? And like in my head, I never even thought about any money for fighting. It's like, oh, pro? Yeah, why not? And from that day, it's just everything's, as soon as I hear the pro, it's like, let's work even harder. So we start working even harder. And yes, it didn't lose the first 7 pro fights as well. So it was good. If that's answered the question, I can't even remember. I don't know. There is no really thoughts. Like I say, when you don't even expect to be a professional fighter, and all of a sudden you are, and you're just on a journey and you're enjoying and doing it. It's just great. It's just great. I'm really thankful to that. My first MMA coach.
Love that. Our friend Vulcan, who's also an amateur fighter right now, he's training in the Netherlands, I believe. He said, ask him what his secret is to get a lot of knockouts, but never getting KO'd. I want to know his story. I mean, you mentioned a little bit, you love hopping around in there, not getting hit, but like, are there any other tips and tricks to not get hit and knock guys out?
Definitely, biggest skill of them all is cardio. Like guys need, if you can't go 3 rounds, that's more than likely you will be one at the end who's gonna get knocked out. You need to be fresh every round. I feel quite fresh every round. I build up my pace. I start slow and I build up. And I hope in the second, 3rd round they get tired, and then I'm gonna beat them. But yeah, like I say, just the secret is duck and dive, dodge some shit, and give back some shit, and that's it, you know.
Last one from our friend Jangobo. He says, I'm always curious, and he's actually, I don't know if he fights amateur pro, but I know he trains quite a bit of Muay Thai and kickboxing in Thailand. He says, I'm always curious to hear what the most important attribute to develop is in the opinion of a pro fighter, with attributes like, you said, cardio, explosiveness, timing, strength, or whatever.
Yeah, for me, definitely like I tell all the guys, it doesn't matter if, like, for myself, the most important is cardio. Skills, that you can be most skilled guy, you can be outskilled me striking wise, grappling wise, but if in you is only 1 round, you're done. And like I just need match your energy, and still come out fresh in the second round, and you done. Like I say, cardio is the key. And that's what like in a gym, like if you want to work in a gym, like I always say the guys, there is no sitting out rounds. If your coach say there is 20 rounds of sparring, you spar in all 20 rounds, no sitting out. And even when you're tired, you want to do all them rounds. Let the people beat you up while you're tired, and you're just gonna your cardio gonna build up. Like I say, I still till today I not sit out any rounds when I'm doing rounds. No grappling rounds, no wrestling rounds, no striking rounds. Every round you should be in, and your cardio gonna be great in a fight day, and that's it. And yeah, and don't stress so much about fighting when it's come to fighting. Don't stress about it. Just enjoy the ride. Like I say, enjoy fighting, and the cardio gonna keep up with you as well.
Man, and you preach that, and it's so true. And it takes me back to like the Pride days when the first rounds were freaking 10 minutes. It's like if the big explosive guys in Pride who couldn't get past like 5 minutes or who couldn't finish their guys early, it just like they were done. They were absolutely done. It's crazy to think that was the norm back then.
It's crazy. It's like you watch some old fights, and it's like, come on, you can't even in UFC as well. When you're watching now, all a lot more improved. But like back then, when I was like 30, 31, I was like, just get me in that UFC. I got. If you not finish me in the first, I bet I finish you in the second. You know, like.
Hey, you look at the champs though. The champs can go the distance, man. That separates the Jordans of the world, those who like, I will bite down on my mouthpiece and I will not stop until the fight is over. I won't find a way to lay and pray or clinch up against cage. I'm going to keep going. And I mean, you have that mindset. That's why you're still as active as ever and still crushing at this stage in your career, man. I got two more quick questions for you, then I'll let you get back to resting and getting that water in you. Do you know the fighter named Keith Jardine?
Yeah, of course I know.
Has anyone told you basically look like him?
Yeah, I see myself. I see, but I'm like, yeah, but no, nobody never mentioned Keith Jordan is look like me. He's got a
That's so
little bit
funny.
different beard, didn't it?
A
So
little bit. But back growing up, when I first saw you fight in Cage Steel back in Canada, it was on some random little fight network on probably like a few days delay, but they got whatever Europe would give them to fill in their fight schedule. I remember seeing you fight, and me and my buddies, I think we had like the VHS or DVD of like the first season or the first few seasons of The Ultimate Fighter. I forget if he was on 2 or 3. And the first thing we said is, not only does this guy fight like him, throwing those elbows and walking forward, but he looks like the Latvian Keith Jardine. So within my community on this channel, you're the Latvian Express first and foremost, but a lot of people are like, they'll give the little Latvian flag emoji, then Jardine in my chat. So I just had to ask. Because that's a lore here.
I take that. He's all day. He's always was excited as well. He's just like you say. He's just walking forward and throwing some bombs at everybody.
Yeah. I watched an interview with him recently, and he said he didn't get the ending of his career that he wanted, but he's a director of horror movies now because he got tired of acting as like the villain. So he's like, I want to write and I want to direct horror movies, which I thought was super cool and very unique. You don't see a lot of athletes after their career, let alone fighters, go into filmmaking.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, last one. Tell us a little bit more about maybe the regional scene in Latvia. Do you keep up with it a little bit? I mean, I see the promotion, is it pronounced Freyon, doing a lot more shows, and there's a few of your countrymen who are rising in the rankings as well globally.
Yeah, we got that KOK. They're doing some shows in Latvia, but they MMA fights in ring. So the K1 fights, I think they're Lithuanian-based promotion. They come into Latvia doing the show. So there is some. That Freon is good. That's one of the guys who's answering, basically sport journalist Jānis Eisaks, who's organized that. He's really into MMA and try move Latvian MMA higher. We got some couple names like this weekend actually. Artur Suozoliņš was fighting on hybrid MMA in Poland himself last weekend. Got the win on points. So he's coming up, but he's a little bit older guy as well. There's some new guys fighting. Hard to say who's gonna you know, when you're training just in Latvia, I think like the guys, I see lots of Latvians now going to Sweden, training in All-Stars gym. I think that will be definitely the goal. You want to go somewhere else because I don't think in Latvia is enough to get the training
Right.
for the bigger promotions. And obviously, we got Chizos in PFL, who's fighting next week as well.
Yeah, he's really good. He's someone who I've been following for a little bit. Also, was it Alexander's Krashnakovs, I think his name is, who's an amateur he's been doing a lot of those Freon fights, but he's pretty good. And Danil Vasnikos.
He's not fighting MMA anymore.
No, but I was just getting. He's fighting in like mixed rules, bare knuckle and stuff like that. But like a solid MMA record when he was competing.
Yeah, he's now more like a concentrate. He's actually helping young generation MMA guys getting out. He's bringing them to the trainings. He's organized some fight shows, like 1 minute bare knuckle boxing fights for 5,000 euros. You know, so guys
like
jumping
the Asakuras are doing in Japan. That like 1 night, 1 minute, freaking. They bring all these K1 guys and ex-convicts in there, and they do these crazy fights.
Or like Dan Hooker doing Australia, you know, yeah, similar stuff we did there with Lithuanians, Latvians versus Lithuanians, some Bazara Zero like promotion, and he's doing his stuff. I think to bring the Latvian MMA up. We got some good guys. I think in a near future, probably somebody's gonna shoot. It's as long as it's just hard. Sometimes, you know, the Latvian MMA fighters, they train in Latvia. They got offers to go to another country, but I think more they don't realize it's a little bit more like a setup because they understand they're a little bit behind the level they should be. So they're taking the risks and they get them pro losses on their records before they actually ready to fight pro. So, but it's up to them to realize that. And I see lots of guys doing a good job. We got very big, good heavyweight. Artur Skabarnieks is fighting ex-UFC fighter now on next KOK show. So we got some good ones who understand what to do and traveling and go to another gyms getting better. So hopefully we'll see some names from Latvia.
Well, that is awesome. Before we let you go, where can the fans find you on social media? Please shout out any merch you have, seminars, classes you're teaching, shout out your gym, and how excited you are for this weekend.
I'm obviously very excited for this weekend. Not excited, keep drinking water, so that's not excites me, but you need to do what needs to do. Obviously, people can follow my gym, Hard Work MMA, on Instagram. I'm Latvian Express MMA in Instagram and Latvian Express on the X as well. Give follow one of my students doing pro debut in 11th of October, Christian Bogusz. Give him a follow. He's good to watch. He's do stuff what I never do, but I can do as well. I teach him is lot more on the ground and wrestling and beating up people. He's go through the UK amateur scenes. His record is 15-3. And now he's turning pro, so he's really good. So he's in my corner this Saturday as well. Keep eye on him, and thanks, mate. Thanks. I'm really glad to hear your story, how you start following me, and thanks, and I really appreciate that.
Hey, man, the pleasure is all mine. We're out of time for this one. I thank you for yours. Hey, the keys to the castle are yours. Anytime you want to come on and talk about any of your students, any of your teammates, or just anything in the combat sports world, some hockey. Let's hope Canada actually gets a win back over Latvia this World Juniors, which the World Juniors are in Minnesota where I live. So I'm going to go to some of those Latvian games. So I'll send you some pictures if I can interview some of the boys there, and I'll ask them about you for sure. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to connect, man. Congrats on all your success, and we look forward to continuing to see you kick ass in KSW this weekend especially.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.